Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. And in the last episode, we ventured further into the Forest of the Giants. And in this episode... and we got the Fire Longsword, by the way, which we upgraded to +2. And in this episode, we'll continue our journey into the castle next to the Cardinal Tower. And that's going to be a lot of fun because the area has changed a lot since the original Dark Souls 2. There are some changes here that might prove challenging to me. Before we do that though, I will try one thing that has plagued my mind for a while now. We only have one of those bombs though, so maybe not. This door here, pretty important for later on. Just noting you that. This is the way we proceed down though. And as we see... down there is a lot of fire, and these flame salamanders stuck down there are the same ones that hurt us previously, or tried to hurt us when we got the fire sword. As you can see, out there is the courtyard where we traveled previously. Here's a guy with a freaking halberd. Hello. But yeah, that's where we were previously. Pretty cool. But we can't get down there yet though. Lots of fire and stuff, which is interesting. Why is there fire down there? We'll explain that later on. This guy's also alive. We deal a lot of damage to these guys now, so that's nice. Even though we are... Ooh, this door can't be opened yet, by the way. It's locked. Even though we are... we started out as... What's our class again? Oh, I guess we can't really see it, but we started out as a pretty hopeless character. And this guy's also alive, trying to ambush you when you go through the fog gate. You can be attacked while going through fog gates in this game. Also locked this door, so we need apparently a key of some sort to go on to the next area. I wonder. But here, next to the tree here, there are some interesting changes. Previously, there was a guy fell down there. You had to do a lot of jumping here, but luckily now this place has changed for the better. You can just fall down here and you'll be on the roof, which is nice. And these guys you can block off pretty easily. Be aware of that arch over there, by the way. He is fairly... What are you doing? He's fairly aggressive, so you want to use your recovery items. And be careful, and maybe pull these guys back to the top of the house there, so you don't get damaged by him. If you have a ranged attack, though, you'll be in for a treat because he won't be able to attack you. Up there is a guy and an item. Let's get over there. To do that, you need to jump across this wooden platform here. And we can go up there and take care of the archer now, or we can go inside here. But be careful. You might want to stop here, because that giant boulder will roll down there, and it killed something apparently, so that's good to know. Over here we find a human effigy. Nice to have that one in case we die a bit, because each time we die our health will be reduced by increments of, I guess, like 5% or something. Yeah, down there's a hole you can jump down if you want to die. That's up to you. There's a guy here. He's looking for something. Or maybe he has forgotten what he's looking for. But here's another archer. Let's make sure we don't fall down there. But there is an amber herb as well, in case we need that for later on. We probably will, because we're going to be using some spells. But let's talk to this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just daydreaming, I think. My name is Cale. I'm a traveler, like yourself. I'm navigating the continent to create a map.
So he's a cartographer.
Why cartography, you ask? Well, that's a good question. When I first came to this forsaken land, it was... a curse? Something about a curse? How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus. But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps.
It's interesting to note that he has forgotten why he's here, and a lot of players who start this game, they don't really know the story because they forget what they're supposed to do. I was supposed to kill this guy, but I don't really know why I should kill him. But it's to lift the curse, right? But I don't really remember why I'm doing this stuff.
I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I've made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid.
So the home that was locked in Majula, this guy he's locked the house up, and that's where he lives.
Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait. No, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion.
Yay, now we can go inside.
What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. Now, I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises. Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please.
This has led to a lot of speculation about that mansion, though, but yeah.
I'll be back in Majula soon. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure. I'll be back. So
it's really funny because this guy, well, he is pretty much parallel to our story, with forgetting what we're supposed to do as a player character. But he also refers to the fact that this game doesn't have a map, because there is no map function here in Dark Souls. So I guess he's making fun of that fact as well, which I've never really thought about before, though. But yeah, I guess. Ooh! You, my dear sir, will drop a bandit's knife. That's a pretty nice item. The bandit's knife. A knife with a slightly broad single edge. Its tip is shaped to leave a wound that won't easily close. Ugh. Designed for unsavory work and beloved by those of unsavory ilk. Love the description of that one. But yeah, you can just jump down here if you want to, and if you want to go down here, that's up to you. I think there is an item down here. Oh, that guy again. That's the same guy who has been shooting us the entire time back at the previous ladder as well. But to get the rest of the items in this area, we need to jump into this place and then fall down here, I suppose. This guy. Yeah, that's my impression of super strong guy. So there's one item over there, and then there is we can go down here. That's where the place I was looking for. And there's an item on the other side here, but we can't go over there just yet. Get a Titanite shard once more. That will be useful for upgrading our legendary longsword of fire and flame. I don't think there was anything else here, though, so we should probably proceed over to this place, little area here. And there is, well, there is usually a guy who stands at this side there shooting arrows at you, but I guess we killed him, which is nice. To get back up, you can go over here, but there is one more item we need to get before we move on, and I think this is over here. Yeah, there it is. Let's not get stuck in that tree there. We got a torch. The torches will be useful later on because there are some pretty dark areas in this game, and you will need the torch for those places. How many homeward bone do we have? We have 6. Let's use a homeward bone now because we are going back to Majula to fix something and take a look at what happened in the mansion. So the last bonfire we rested at, I think it was this one, or maybe it was the one in Majula, but either way we get transported to the last one we were at, either teleported to or, you know, interacted with somehow. And now we are going back to see what's inside the mansion. Ooh, interesting. How many Titanite shards do we have, by the way? 1. Okay, we need 2 more to upgrade our longsword once more. But now we have the key, which is awesome. And there's some shadowy dark stuff in here as well, which is going to be cool. The house key. Now, let's take a look at this description here. We got Lenegrad's key. We've already read, and we have the house key. Key to the abandoned house in Majula, received from Cale, the Cartographer. In the past, Majula served as a dumping ground for horrible things, but is now a gathering place for those with no better place to go. Maybe those who have forgotten why they're here. It seems this house in Majula was the final home for a few such souls. So apparently some people have died in here, and here is Cale's base. He has been doing a lot of research here, reading up on stuff. But there is a chest over here, or no, a loot item. The Pharaoh's Lockstone. That's nice to have. Remember that one? We can buy that from the vendor in Majula at the Cardinal Tower as well. But down here in the basement. Well, first of all, this is the map he was talking about. This is a map of Drangleic. And this one will change when we progress through the game. Well, there will be some changes to it. So yeah, here is the map of Drangleic. That's pretty nice to know early on in the game as we proceed, because we'll check back on this one later on. But here there is something dark, and there is a skeleton down here. Don't want to mess with this guy, but he's fairly like a reminder of Dark Souls catacombs, I guess. But there are a couple of items down here that we want. For example, this thing, another Estus Flask shard, super useful early on in the game. And down here there is some sort of a broken tower buried inside underneath the house, and inside this little chest we find a soul vessel. These are used to respec your character. Show this to a certain person, and a vessel that will accept your souls. It can allow reallocation of levels, but without proper assistance, it may simply drain you of souls. If you truly wish to start again, go to the place where your journey began. So that's where the red witches are, or the red firekeepers. You can talk to those, the lady. You'll be able to reallocate your points, but you can't change class though, so you're stuck as the one you chose at the beginning. So I'm stuck as a deprived for all eternity. And there's also some loot up here. There's a Titanite shard, 3 Titanite shards. That's awesome. And nothing behind here though. Let's see the message. Fine work. Yeah. We could jump down. Oh, is there something behind? No, there is not something behind here. You tricky message. Try pure luck, fatty. But we can kill these guys now. These hogs or whatever they are. But let's not do that. Let's just get out of here. Or maybe we should. These guys are pretty dangerous though, so you want to be careful. They are defenders of the manor. These little piglets. They're not boars. They're piggies, I guess. And as you can see, they're fairly ferocious. But now we'll take care of them pretty simply. They've killed a lot of people. As you can see, there are tons of bloodstains for people jumping down, or people who have dug too deep and attacked the enemies, I guess. Oh well. Let's upgrade our blade before we venture on. Where is it? There we go. Longsword +3. Now we get lead. To upgrade it further, we need a large Titanite shard. We don't have that just yet, though. So, yeah, done with Titanite shards for that weapon. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's see if we can level up as well. We probably can. Yeah, we can. Barely, by 19 points. Let's get our intelligence up 1 more point there as well. We need to get our attunement and the vitality up ASAP. Oh, and also, almost forgot there, the Estus Flask. And as you can see, now we have 3 Estus Flasks. Super nice, super nice. And now, after that little digression with the Majula house, which is really useful to do early on, because you want to see the map, we're going to continue on our journey here, and we are heading up to the place with the with the archer who has been tormenting us for a couple of times. What are you doing? Ugh. By the way, I haven't shown you this yet. You can do a forward and R2 jump, basically like this, and if you do a forward slash with R1, you'll do basically a punch, which will knock people backwards a bit and make them a little confused, which is nice, and make them stagger a bit. So I can show you this now. There we go, and he got a little staggered, and then we can hit him. It's especially useful if people are using shields, though. And up here, there will be something dangerous, so we might die. But yeah, see those barrels there? We're using a fire sword, and these barrels are filled with gunpowder, so you want to be careful. What you want to do is you want to pull this big guy. You want to make him hit the barrels, and he'll explode, basically. So he does. Ah! You want him to create like a spark, I guess. There we go. And then you want to hit him in the face. There we go. Whew. Yeah, so try not to hit these things, especially not with the fire sword. By the way, if you don't use the fire sword, if you simply hit the wall, then those sparks will explode the barrels, which is nice to know. And also that guy up there, he'll throw some fire bombs at you. There's the archer. You can climb up this ladder here, but let's wait with that. We want to do something first, though. With both of those guys, you can make this guy throw a firebomb over to these barrels over here, which is what we want him to do. But we have a fireball, and if he does, as you can see, the wall is pretty damaged there. We can use our bomb as well. We have a firebomb here we can use, and let's just make him throw that down there. And if we throw that towards the wall there, you see the crack? Boom! Kaboom, baby! There we go. And here we are back at the bonfire, guys. That's pretty amazing. So if we rest here, the enemy will respawn, even if he chased us. So now we can just go out here and continue on. It's pretty nice, right, guys? And got some loot there. Oh, that's not nice. Yeah, super nice shortcut there. Don't have to climb down and do all that nasty stuff. Ooh, are you trying to shield bash me? Really? Oh well. Nice against those guys with the shield is that we can hit them through the shield with some fire damage. Super, super nice to know. And down here there are some pretty cool stuff as well. There's a guy sitting over there, but that's not the one we're going to talk to first. First we're going over here. This is a trap. Yeah, see those ballista there? Oh, sorry. Those ballista can hit other player, or I guess these hollows. Did I get hit there? Really? Oh well. I want to heal up now, I think. So let's make sure these guys don't follow me too much. But yeah, those ballista can hit these hollows. I'm just gonna waste these SOS last because I'm going back to the bonfire either way later on. So what are you doing? Ugh. Hello. Let's stab him. There we go. Some nice items here. Great soul arrow as our first spell, and the blue wooden shield. And you can use these ballista here if you pull enemies in here, and you can shoot with the ballista. Then it will take a lot of damage. Yeah. Is there something over here? No, there isn't. But yeah, we got our first spell. Spell superior to the soul arrow, more powerful and effective at damaging enemies resistant to physical attacks. The strength of this spell is influenced by one's intelligence and requires 14. So we're going to use that when we get 14 intelligence, which is super nice. This blue shield as well, wooden shield used from ancient times, inferior to metal shields in terms of stability and physical damage reduction, but easy to use and weighing so little that it hardly requires any strength to bear. Requires, how much strength does it require? Yeah. Never mind. That's a mystery for another time. Down here, there are a couple of things we can take now, since we got back to Majula house. By the way, this chest here. It's a trap! Yeah. In this game, traps aren't only... Well, there aren't only mimics in this game. There are also poison traps, explosive traps, and there are these traps. This one gave us Titanite shard, which is nice, but there are also some other types of traps that we can see. And this thing right here is a place to use the Pharaoh's Lockstone, and we found this in Majula Mansion. That's why I went there now before we went here. It gives us some pretty nice things, because if you use this thing here, you can get this illusion over here. If you hit this, an illusory wall will appear and we can go through and get some loot. If you just hit the wall here, it won't open. You need to put the Pharaoh's Lockstone into the contraption to make it work. And here we'll find some nice loot. A Titanite slab. This one we won't use for a very long time, but it is used to ascend a weapon to plus 15, I think. Titanite slab used to reinforce equipment up to plus 10, or plus 10 I mean, they max at 10 in this game. So from plus 9 to plus 10 we need to use this Titanite slab. Titanite was discovered in an ancient layer of earth, as I said, the gift of the gods. Titanite slabs were created to smith the weapons of the gods, or so the legends say. Really cool. And in here we'll find something good as well. The Chloranthy ring. If you played Dark Souls, you know this ring is super awesome. A ring is named for its decorative green blossom, but its luster is long since faded. Raises stamina recovery speed. So if you wear this, we have this green little buff on us the entire time, but we'll regain our stamina super quickly compared to regularly. And this door is the last place, and it can't be opened from this side. But this door is really interesting. You can hit it like this. And there are some guys inside who are curious. What's going on now? Oh, is there someone outside? And they will open the door for you. So that's really, really hard to know the first time you play through the game. But really, it's a little fun secret there. Yeah, there are 3 enemies in there, so let's try to make some noise to pull that one out. Do a jumping slice, or not. The range of that halberd is super, super long, so trying to do a jumping attack, but I guess I failed. Gotta do the stab instead. Gonna waste my Estus Flask because really there are only these enemies down here anyway, so. Ooh, and here is another chest. And here we find something nice as well. Life ring and large Titanite shard. Ooh, a large Titanite shard you say? That's super nice to know. Yeah, it's of this size, has tremendous power, and is a very rare find, so that's nice. But we also got the ring, which was this ring was one of the starting items that you can start with. An old ring set with a red jewel raises maximum HP. So yeah, that's one of the starting items that you could choose as a gift if you wanted to, but you can get one here pretty early on in the game, so you don't really need to wait that long for it to be upgraded. Before we go on though, there are a couple of more things we want to do down here. But first you want to be careful here. See those archers up there? Yeah, they'll pretty much take care of you. And also, these fire bombs will explode those barrels pretty harshly. So you want to be careful down here at the bottom. You want to tag one of them, make it throw one of those, and roll away. There we go. Yep. Pretty nice. Over here there is some interesting things. First of all, this guy will come to life. And here we have these guys. And why are they attacking the tree? Remember what old hag Melentia said? She said we've seen one of these before. We saw it back at the top of the Cardinal Tower. And this is one of the giants that turned to a tree. If you interact with it, alas, nothing happened. But why were these attacking the giants? Perhaps they were stuck. Their minds were stuck back in the war against the giants. These giants look... Yeah, the interesting note, their heads look fairly like... They're hollow, by the way, the heads. But they look a lot like the form of a humanity from Dark Souls, which is nice. Large soul of a lost undead, pretty awesome. That there. Now there are 2 things we can do. First of all, we're going to go up and kill those crossbowmen to get some nice items up here. Oh, and I wasted my Estus Flask. That was pretty stupid. We want to kill those guys, and here we find a crossbow. We can use a crossbow to shoot them if you want to. Crossbows are more strength-focused versions of. It's held in one hand. Crossbows can be wielded in one hand. That's nice to know. So you can dual wield crossbows, by the way. You can dual wield in this game as well, and you should, if you want to dual wield, you want, I guess, you want to have stats that are a little above what you intend to, what the intentions of, what the requirements are for the weapon you want to use, I guess. Soul of a nameless soldier and a torch. These guys are a little harder because there are so many of them inside this little hole here. So it's fairly easy to die to these guys if you get yourself stuck inside the wall or something. So you want to keep dodging their attacks and not get stuck inside something like there. Like, come on. I don't really need to kill these guys, but there is a chest though, so... Let's die instead. Yeah, let's die there. That's nice. I'll get to when I'm back up there. That was terrible. I should have just killed them. Okay guys, I am back here up at the top, and as you can see, our health has been a little more decreased than it was previously, and that's because we have died, and that's not good. So these guys will come for us once more. I always forget that there is a third guy here. There might seem to be only two, but there is this guy as well. I got the drop on him this time, so that's nice. Let's make sure we get that bloodstain though. And before we die, there we go. Okay, back for the third time. That was pretty terrible of me, to be honest. We could throw some stuff down at these guys just to be cool. I guess we could use one of these. That will take care of him. That will make it easier for us. You can also use throwing knives, I guess. Yeah, we'll take care of one of them. So yeah, I think this area is one of the harder areas in the game, actually. At least to me, because we are so weak early on. Yeah. A good thing about dying though, we get a lot of souls because I had to clear these different areas again. So, oh, he parried me, really? This guy, man. Whew, this guy. But oh well. We got a lot of souls though now, and I had to clear this place two times, I guess. So we are ready to spend a lot of these souls on good stuff. We got a new item there, mail breaker, huh? A slightly stubby thrusting sword has a sharp, sturdy blade designed for thrusting. The mail breaker has limited reach, but a powerful critical attack. Effective against foes donning thick armor or with naturally hard skin. It will pierce shields with a strong attack. So that's really nice if you want to parry and counter with a buckler, for example. The buckler that we have here. But you can, yeah, let's use this wooden shield instead of the one we have, because the wooden shield is better. So let's roll through these powder kegs, because it doesn't really matter if you get like soaked in gunpowder. However, if you get soaked in oil and using a fire spell or using something fiery, then you'll explode into a flame. And that's not nice, is it? Out here, there are a couple of secrets that we want to see. But before we do, you want to make your way to the top here. We'll see something awesome. Homeward bone there, and there's one of these locked doors here as well. It's locked. Look out there. That's a hand holding a huge sword. And when we were in Majula, we saw something similar. Oh, what is that guy doing? The guy over there. Oh well. Let's pull this guy towards us with the. Oh, I guess pull two of them. Ah, some more are coming. What are these guys doing? What did he? Run out there. I have no idea why that guy kept running there, but oh well. And this guy as well. Bye! Where are you guys going? I want to know where these guys are going. Because... Oh, that was too close, man. Did you see that? I almost hit the fire barrel there. What is this guy doing? Are they running for the tree? I guess they were. What? Well, I guess since we're here, we can do a couple of things. Since we cleared this guy as well. Oh well. Ah! They're pretty nice homing though, but they are really long recovery times. So, but yeah, there is one more thing for us to do over here. That's not a hidden path, by the way. It's not. And this guy over here. Ooh, let's talk to him.
Hello there. Traveling all alone in these treacherous times. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate. I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself.
If you've played Dark Souls or Demon Souls, you know there are people trying to trick you. This guy is not to be trusted.
Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther. There's treasure in there for certain, but the entrance locks from behind. I saw the same design earlier, and it's the same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque fellow tried to swipe the loot for himself, but it trapped him inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed.
Maybe we'll meet him later on.
I'll leave this one to you. I'm worried about what might be inside. I'll leave this.
So at least he tells us that the door will close, which is nice. He isn't just throwing us in there and trapping us. Almost forgot this item, by the way. Green Blossom. These are nice. You can use these to increase your stamina regeneration for time. We have got one earlier, though. Green weed shaped like a leafy flower. Leafy flower, you say? Chloranthy ring? At one point, this herb was avoided due to its unusually bitter taste, but once its effect became known, it was harvested to near extinction by merchants. Now, the exceptionally rare wild specimens of these plants are left. Instead of going through the door that locks, we can go up here and take... I guess the back way in, because you're supposed to go in the door there and you'll be trapped inside, and you have to fight your way through some enemies to get back up here, and this is where you exit and jump down to him afterwards. But yeah, this time we can just enter through this door instead, and we'll take all the enemies by surprise. And there is a hidden secret in here as well that I will show you. If you remember the illusory walls in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, you open them by hitting a wall with your sword, like this. But here you press the A button or the X button on the PlayStation controller, and boom, the door will open. So that's a really, I guess, another change. Get the Sorcerer's Staff and the Amber Herb. And the Sorcerer's Staff is what we're going to use to cast spells. Yay! That's nice to have one of those as well. So let's get rid of this guy first, because he is the strongest enemy. And if you went in from the front, by the way, you'll be swarmed by these guys. So you want to be careful when it comes to these kind of traps. Dark Souls is infamous for trying to trap you, so... yeah. You want to be careful. There we go. But now we have to go out and trigger the event. So, this one claims there's an illusory wall there, but there is no wall there. This area is also fairly changed from what is in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls 2, you see now the door closed upon us. But this area was a lot harder in Dark Souls 2, the original, in my opinion, because there were more enemies and they were spread out, I guess. But let's make our way back to Pate and see what he has to say now that we found the treasure within, which was really, really shitty. We got the Sorcerer's Staff though, but that was hidden, so I guess he might not have known about that one.
Well, I see you managed to escape. I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory ban... Oh. But you should take this.
White Sign Soapstone.
It allows undead to call out for help to one another across the fissures between worlds. With luck, somebody will lend you a hand. Well,
so we got the White Sign Soapstone. We already got one of the Soapstone though. We have the small one. This is the White Sign. It is simply the best. It's simply the better version of this one. It will last a bit longer. And as you can see, we will be rewarded with a token of fidelity for successfully assisting another player. And that's super nice. We can use those for a covenant later on. So yeah, you can leave those on the ground and you'll be summoned to another world. And in those worlds, you can't use Estus flasks, but you can use human effigies, I think, or other recovery. First thing you want to do here, though, is you want to go over here and unlock this door. Yeah, make sure you do that, because that's a shortcut, so we can just go down the ladder and go out here. There are a couple of nice things here, though. That's where we're going eventually, but first we want to clear this area out. We got some fire arrows. Fire area. What's this with fire here? Could light those torches, but I'm not going to do that just yet. This guy's trapped sleeping, and down here we'll find something nice. A large leather shield. This shield is pretty amazing for casters like me, because it only requires 7 strength and it has 90% damage block against physical attacks. So yeah, it looks really, really ugly though, but it is... It's a leather-covered shield preferred by hunters, inferior to metal shields in terms of stability and physical damage reduction, but easy to use and weighing so little that it hardly requires any strength to bear. So that's pretty nice. We look like a dart board target board, I guess, but that won't matter. Hello, this guy we've seen before. Oh, he fell on top of me. That's not good. Get away from me, you tortoise. Let's use our S's now, because we are almost close to them. Oh, we got the old ironclad leggings. Those are a rare drop from those guys. And let's take a look at this. The leggings, sorry. Not the hollow. Old leggings worn by ironclad soldiers provide high defense, but extremely heavy. Provides high defense, but extremely heavy, yeah. One day, warriors wearing decrepid armor emerged from Drangleic castle and quietly assumed position among the royal army. Not one of them ever spoke a word or revealed the face under the mask. Those are pretty disturbing. Let's walk across this huge sword. By the way, be careful here. There is an ambush coming. So, you want to go down here first and pull these guys down, if you can. Because you don't want to be trapped out there on the sword, do you? This ambush here was a little different in the original Dark Souls 2 as well, because there were only one enemy that dropped down. I think it was one of the pikemen that we fought previously. Yeah, this place looks really awesome. And out here, there is a halberd, which you've seen the other enemies here wielding. We got a soul of a nameless soldier. And take a look at this. That's a huge guy we saw previously, with his hand cut off, and this sword is here. And there is another here, another one of these warriors. Huge warriors with their shields. Shield with a huge trident on. Interesting. But his head is gone, and yeah, we'll see that head later on. I guess it's over there, maybe. Yeah, that's the head, I think. We'll see the head later on in the game, and this is a really cool place to note. In the same way that we noticed stuff in Darkroot Gardens in an Ula seal in Dark Souls 1, without mentioning that anymore for those of you guys who don't want spoilers for Dark Souls, I guess. But here we have the halberd in action, as you can see. You can use this one. It's a super nice weapon. But I'm not going to use it in this playthrough. I did use a halberd type weapon in my Let's Play of Dark Souls, so if you want to check that out, then I'm using the scythe, which was pretty nice. Now we can travel to Majula. I think we're going to do that now, and then we're going to upgrade our... we got a large Titanite shard, so we should upgrade our Fire Longsword, and then we should also level up, because we have 6,000 souls. My god. We also have these souls here we can use, and let's do that as well, because we need all the souls we can get, basically. Do the soul thing. Gotta at least use those, right? So, Lenegrast, reinforce our sword. Where are you? By the way, don't bother reinforcing the catalyst, because we'll get something better soon. Be scaling now with faith. 1,000 souls. Yeah, look at that. Currently our weapon is at +4, dealing a lot of damage. Super nice. Gotta love it. Let's talk to this lady.
Bearer of seeks.
And there are one thing I want to do though before we go down and fight the boss. There are two things we can do in preparation for the boss. And the first thing is of course leveling up here. We get our intelligence up to 10 first, and then we want to get our attunement up to 10 as well, so we get one slot. Might want to get our vigor up to 10 as well, but really that's not as important as getting the intelligence up, to be honest, because we can fight with health we have. Health isn't that important. The only thing that really regulates health from heavy attacks in this game is I guess the border between life and death, so health is useful for that, so you don't get one shot by enemies, I guess. But before we go down to the boss, there is not a secret boss, but we'll be able to see another boss pretty early on in the game. And if we defeat the boss here, then we don't have to fight him later on. And I want to take a look at this guy and see what he's all about. So, first of all though, we gotta fight this guy who comes up here without taking too much damage, I guess. Then we want to make our way up the ladder that we skipped previously, because, yeah, that's dangerous, right? So... that was not good. Woo. Let's try to taunt this guy into blowing stuff up. Yeah, not too happy about that, to be honest. Let's just reset the area and do that again, because that went horrible. Yeah, horribly, I guess. Wasted some of those life gems, but we can buy those later on if we want to. So this guy will be pulled immediately. He's not in the original Dark Souls, but you can do this whole thing here. You can do this in Dark Souls as well. Ah, stabby. I hate these polemen, by the way. These spears are super nice in Dark Souls in general. Yeah, now these crates are gone, so that's nice. Oh, he fell down. I didn't, luckily. Let's get this guy to blow the stuff open again, so we don't have to fight him, which would be nice. Maybe over here, because it's a lot easier if he just blows the stuff up, I guess. Come on. There we go. I always hit him too early. I guess they are immune to damage when they are getting up. They have some invincibility frames there. But when we go up top here, something will happen. If you look to the sky, that raven there. You want to get this guy down first, though. That raven. He has this guy, the Pursuer, and this guy, trust me, he's a boss fight. And if you kill him here, you don't have to fight him later on. But you only have one shot at this guy, at this attempt. By the way, we want to avoid that thing because he will curse you, reduce you to hollow form, and then he'll gain a lot of power and sapping it out of you. The lore of this guy is that he is the Pursuer. He's pursuing undead from other worlds, and he is basically stealing their souls as a way of, I guess, gaining them and atone for some sin. I think that's his story anyway. Yeah, you want to dodge those to the side, and you want to be careful with his attacks because they are really strong. So yeah, I don't want to be hit by this guy. So yeah, he does that, and then 3-hit combos. You want to roll underneath him and then strike him in the back like this. And you will be fighting this guy a couple of times in the game, to be honest, especially in this version of the game. And there is a part of Dark Souls, in Dark Souls 2, and also in, I guess, I hope it is in this version, Scholar of the First Sin edition as well. But there is a part of that game in New Game Plus where you fight 2 of these guys at the same time. And that fight is pretty hard. So yeah, as you can probably imagine by the looks of this fight. But he is not too bad, to be honest. You just want to avoid those strikes there, dodge to the right, and then slash him in the back, and keep going with that. So make sure you don't get stuck on that hollow there on the ground. Apparently that is some way to get stuck on that guy, and he'll do the combo there. So. And sometimes he'll even do a 3-hit combo as well, like this one, and then underneath, and he'll do like a 3rd strike as well, I guess. Whoop! That is a stab move, pretty nice. And yeah, I never seen that move actually before. He'd never done that. Maybe that's a new one though. I am not sure. And sometimes, I guess we could have hit them there, but oh well. Let's wait for that strike instead because it's a lot safer. There we go. Soul of the Pursuer and the Ring of Blades. And now these guys will wake up and try to kill me. So yeah, that's a trap. Forgot about that. So make sure your health is filled up when you defeat the Pursuer. If you do it here, of course. And now we don't have to fight him later on because he's actually a boss, which we'll see eventually. But we got a few stuff from him. We got the Ring of Blades. Ring of Blades is modeled after the Mad Knight of Alkin's weapon of choice. Alkin, new place. Increases physical damage. The kingdoms of Alkin and Ven long ago flourished on these very grounds. They were both founded by the same man, but were reduced to rivalry and spite. Interesting. We also got the Pursuer's Soul. See here. Soul of the Pursuer who lurks in Drangleic. The Pursuer who seeks the bearer of the sign, the dark sign, remember, will not rest until his target is slain. Use the special soul of the Pursuer to acquire numerous souls or to create something of great worth. And you can create his sword there, the huge sword he has, or you can create the shield he has as well. So pretty nice. And here we have Estus Flask Shard. This was one thing I wanted up here, by the way. I just wanted to attempt to kill him, because if you fail here, he'll just become the next boss of this area. But what I wanted to get was the repair powder. And is this guy still around? Yeah, I guess it is. There we go. Yeah, we get 18,000 souls as well, which is super, super nice. Yeah, that's why I wanted to take him on now. Yeah, good. Let's go spin our souls and then end the episode off. Ooh, tough work. Got the pursuer down though. That was nice first attempt. Do you have anything to say to me?
Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you to see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
Let's level up and see what we can buy ourselves. Okay, intelligence up to 15 maybe? Yeah, I think we're going 15 there. And, well, let's get our intelligence up to 20. And then we should probably get some more vigor there. I think. Or no, not vigor. Let's get some attunement. Let's get attunement up to 15, I think. Or is it 16? Yeah, 16. Then we get 3 slots for attunements, which is super nice. And now, with that in mind, we could either use the Pursuer's Soul. I'm gonna hold on to it just for the sake of keeping it. But we can equip in our main hand or our offhand. We can equip the Sorcerer's Catalyst. Yay! C scaling in Hex or in Darkness. That's the icon down there to the right here. Dark bonus, influence of faith and intelligence on dark attack. And we have 10 C scaling in intelligence, which is super nice. Let's tune the spells. We can tune, for example, this Great Soul Arrow, which is super nice. And you cast spells by simply equipping the staff like this and then shooting spells, boom, like that. So we have 1,500 souls. Let's go to the Cardinal Tower because remember the hag. She sells a Soul Arrow spell, and we're going to buy that thing from her. Oh yes, we are. So let's buy Soul Arrow. That was a really nice saving of me with the souls there, and we can attune that as well. And you can keep them in whatever order you do. These sort in a really nice order later on, as you'll see. And so we have 31 casts of Soul Arrow now, and we have 15 casts of Great Soul Arrow. So let's test them out on this hollow here. As you can see, this one does like 154 damage, and this one does 232. Yeah, these are going to be useful for us. So yeah, in the next episode, we'll be taking care of one of the 4 great ones. Or no, he's not one of the 4 great ones, but we'll be taking care of the first major boss. Well, technically we already have killed a major boss, but the first major boss of the Forest of Fallen Giants. See you guys in next episode of Let's Play Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin with me, Crudeless. Take care until next time. Bye-bye.